Fate the Winx Saga came out 3 years ago. Let's talk about it. First of all, can we take a moment of appreciation for the top? I thought this was very Winx Club core, the OG obviously, because Fate the Winx Saga did not do anything justice. So today we're going to be talking about this little show called Fate the Winx Saga. This is obviously going to have spoilers, but Fate the Winx Saga was a readaptation, I guess, of Winx Club. And whether you watch this show, the 4Kids version, the Nickelodeon version, you can understand the impact it had on a whole generation of people. And since Netflix loves to do adaptations or readaptations, reinterpretations of classics, we know that they fuck this up, even if you haven't watched it. So I have 5 things I'm going to talk about today: the plot, character building, world building, characters, like friendship, relationships, that kind of vibe, the outfits, and the whitewashing. So let's get into it. So for the plot, Netflix tried to do a little more of a darker adaptation of the show, which we already know is a downfall. This meant a lot of blander things. There was no transformations. The friendships, which was such an important part of the OG, they've ruined it. So in the first season, the villains, I guess, are like they're called the burn ones, and they're kind of similar to the end of season 1, where the tricks get all these like evil people to come and like they like kind of take forms and stuff. I guess they're kind of similar. Honestly, the Winx Club version was better, but the tricks do not exist in this. They're kind of more, there's Beatrix, and she's in season 2, it's kind of hinted that she's one of the tricks, but it got cancelled, so we'll never know. Season 1's kind of like her self-discovery season. She meets Sky. Her and Stella are not really friends. She meets the girls, but they're not like a friend group. Like in the first season of Winx Club, they do kind of take a while, but they do eventually click, and their personalities do adapt to each other. But obviously not every show can be as great as Winx Club, so here we are. Season 2, we have Sebastian, which is like the Valtor of this show, which one thing that annoys me so much is that they had such a great opportunity. Winx Club, everyone was on about like Valtor and Bloom, the tension, and they had the opportunity to make it a bit of a romance, but they didn't do it. Bloom had tension with every single villain in this show, in the OG, so why couldn't they have made her and Valtor like a little thing? Plus, he didn't even look that old in the readaptation, so it would have been perfect. Also, in this version, she does not get along with her parents at all, which I think is so boring. I liked that, like, in the show, she just kind of told her parents everything at the very beginning, and she did get along with them and everything was like fine. So do love that. And at the end of season 2, she leaves to try and find out about her past, and she goes to the realm of darkness and leaves on a cliffhanger, which was supposed to be like leaning towards a new season, but it got cancelled, so it never did. Yeah, anyway, moving on, let's talk about the characters. First thing you should know is that each character was inspired by a celebrity. So Flora, J-Lo. Aisha was Alia. When I researched, I actually don't know who it is, I'm not gonna lie, a bit uncultured of me. Musa was Lucy Liu. Tekna was Mila Jovovich. I am fucking bad. But apparently she was inspired because of like all the futuristic clothes she wears or whatever. Bloom was Megan Fox, and Stella was Britney Spears. But I do remember seeing somewhere that Stella was like Cameron Diaz inspired. So I guess whatever you hear, you know. Anyway, the characters, they fucked this up so badly. This kind of goes into the whitewashing. But first, Tara. They bring her in as like a substitution for Flora, and I actually hate this so much. First of all, they give her no self-confidence. They make her bring everyone else down. It's so annoying. She has like no character traits or whatever. Season 2, she gets a bit of confidence. She's kind of going through it, and she does eventually become friends with all the girls, But then they also make her, okay, that was about it there. She is like the LGBT representation of the show, which, but one thing I will say is kind of a cop-out to give one character all like these traits that you can spread out over all the characters. That really freaking annoyed me. And in season 2 they kind of realized, okay, we need to bring back Flora, and they bring her back and she has a weird romance with Riven. The actor who plays her, gorgeous, chef's kiss, she's stunning, like flawless, but they give her like a weird romance with Riven. Oh, did I say Misa? I meant Riven. But it was weird because, I don't know, they didn't really give her a proper character arc. She just likes flowers, which I guess is Flora in the OG, but she has more of a balanced out personality in the OG. Stellar, they made her a raging bitch, does not get along with anyone, wants Guy, there's no Brandon. For some reason she's fighting over guys, which annoys me so much because in the OG it was all about friendship, it was all about connections. She put the girlies first. She was a girl's girl. Not in this version. For me, so they got rid of her character arc of her being a singer, which really annoys me. But she's a bit more tomboyish, and that is what she's like in the OG, to be fair. And she struggles with her powers because it's like mind control, no, mind or something. She can like read people's minds, and obviously it's very frustrating on her. She struggles a lot with her powers because it's just overwhelming on her mind. And then in season 2 she gets this thing to like suck it out of her, and it kind of brings her and Riven closer together. Season 1 she dates Tira's brother, don't know his name, don't care about his name. Season 2 her and Riven get closer, and it gets very like comforting. They almost feel like their imposter syndrome kind of reflects each other, and it brings them closer together, which I actually fucking love. Like, this is a lot less toxic than in the cartoon, which is shocking because like how, like, come on, you want a darker show? Like, this is, you had so much potential to like make shows of, or make arcs of the cartoon darker, but they're like a lot cuter in the cartoon as well, which is like not good mentally wise for me to say that, but they're healthier in this version. But I don't actually remember if they kiss or not, so let me know if they do. Aisha really annoyed me in this version. I don't know what it was. I found her very irritating. She's very like on her high horse, the TV show. Aisha, Layla, whatever you knew her as, she was one of my favorite characters. She was so cool. She was like the whole deal because she was effortless, she was stylish, she was pretty, she was fashionable, but she was sporty. She had the whole thing going for her. In this, she just kind of seems a bit insecure, and that like really frustrated me because like I feel like a lot of these characters are very insecure, and I know, again, it's supposed to be a darker show. It's supposed to be a darker show, but they didn't have to make them all so much more insecure than in the original, where they're all so confident, and any other issue they have doesn't really, like, they have stuff they're insecure about, but they're not insecure to this extent, you know? Beatrix is one of my favorite characters. Like, she's supposed to be like a stand-in for the Tricks. She's kind of, she's the villain basically. She's always siding with the villain. She has like a depth to her that gets explored throughout the show. At the end, she has a friendship with Stella, which I thought was really cute. They were both helping each other develop, but she does die, which is unfortunate. She has like this thing with Dane and Riven, but I did really like her. I think she was supposed to be the Stormy of like the Tricks, because they did hint at like all of them coming back together, but again, it got cancelled, so not gonna happen. Riven, I do prefer this Riven. Like, he is a more fleshed out character. He's just like your average, like, I feel like there's a Riven in every single town, country, city. There's so many Rivens here, but they're all ugly Rivens, like where I live. They're all annoying. So if they were gorgeous Rivens, I'd give them the benefit of the doubt, but they're not. So Dane, he's like your stereotypical, like, he's just like a little cutie, but he gets like too much confidence from dating Beatrix or whatever they were doing, and then he acts like a total dick, and I was just like, this is so typical. It makes sense though, do you know what I mean? Bloom and Sky were so boring in this show, but I guess they were boring in the OG, like, so it doesn't really make that much, I don't know. Bloom was a bit more fun in the OG, but I guess she's a bit more depressed in this, so it kind of makes sense. Sky has like a bit of a character arc where he like finds out his mentor's lying to him, but he's a bit dramatic about that too. But I guess they're supposed to be like teenagers, so it makes sense. But you know, like I was just kind of not really bothered with them. But in this specific show, Bloom was really made out to be like the main character, so it kind of cancels everything out. Another thing about Aisha though is they made her like a swimmer in this, but she used to be a dancer, and I did love that aspect of her, I won't lie. I do miss Aisha being a dancer. It was just such a good arc. They also got rid of Tekna, which really annoys me because I feel like as a kid, if you're watching that show, she probably like inspired so many women to go into STEM because she's so smart. She's like, oh god, I can't even explain myself properly. They each had character traits that help them solve problems. In the live action, they do not. They're all kind of similar, and there's nothing that differentiates them. Tekna was always a smart one. She always had the tech, the futuristic. She knew what she was doing, and I feel like that was always so cool, especially in season 3 when she makes herself like a suit of like, oh, this is Winx Club, but she makes herself a suit to keep her warm when everyone thinks she dies, and I just thought so cool. I think that the darkness overshadows the plot too much. In terms of the world building, in the OG, there's like magics, there's different realms, people are like queen or princesses of different realms. There's 3 schools, Althea, Red Fountain, and Cloud Tower, and they don't have that in this. This one is just so much more bland. There's just not enough going on visually, like aesthetically. It just looks the same as our world, and I feel like what I appreciate about the cartoon is it looked futuristic, it looked vibrant, it looked like what I would picture everything to be in terms of tech, in terms of clothing, like in terms of the way people act. Everything was just so perfect. I don't know, that's like a place you want to live, not in the fucking Fate of Winx Saga. Things can still be vibrant and still be dark. It's like Euphoria. It's so easy to do that. It just annoys me that they fucking ended up doing it like that. In terms of the whitewashing, this is where shit goes down. It annoyed me so much because first of all, Flora, they just got rid of her character. What about the Latina representation? Musa, she in the OG she's East Asian. In this she's just white with European background. It really frustrated me because I feel like representation as a brown girl is something that is so needed in today's society. I find that when I see a South Asian character, even if it doesn't relate to me as much, it's just nice to see a South Asian woman being presented as gorgeous in Western media, because I think sometimes those insecurities get to women of color, and it's good to have that representation in media there. So the fact that they did this with Winx Club of all things, because the representation in the show is right there, they did it for you. You didn't have to whitewash it. Just frustrates me so much that I can't put it into words. In terms of fashion, we already know that the fashion in this show is so bad compared to the OG. This one, for some reason, they matched all the colors of their powers to the outfits. Who the fuck does that? Who the fuck does that? Bloom is dressed like Cheryl in Riverdale. Aisha is all blue. Stella's all yellow. Why? Just give them cute outfits that are sparkly like the OG. They literally did it for you. Get a good stylist that will make them look like teenagers and not grown-ass women. Like, it's not that hard. Girly is on a budget and she can still look cute. Why can't they do that? Is it that hard? No. I'm telling you right now, it's not that hard. So please do us justice in the future. If there's another remake, don't make me have to suffer through the outfits that are that fucking bad. They're not eye-catching, they're bland, they're boring. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I might do another video where I style Winx Club characters again, because I haven't done that in years, and I feel like I might do like a winter edition or something. So let me know if you want that. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, appreciate it. Have a good day.